Well, the judge sentenced Michael Gauthier to 10 years in prison, suspend all but 8. And he told Gauthier, "You have self-imposed a life sentence and need to know this young man's not here because of your addictions." Saying he is not a violent person and not a person to cause harm, Michael Gauthier apologized and accepted an 8-year prison sentence.
What upsets me the most, it's one thing for somebody to use drugs in their own home or to drink in their own home, but to actually be smoking cocaine and then get behind the wheel of the car. That's what this defendant did. He chose to be driving down the street in a work truck, and he got high immediately before he ran over Matthew.
Gauthier admitted to smoking crack cocaine while driving a company van in Arnold in April 2018. He passed out when he got to the intersection of Andrew Hill Road and Bay Green Drive. 12-year-old Matthew Murphy was killed. Matthew was walking with his mother and younger brother on the sidewalk. The truck hit Matthew, went through the grass, turned and crossed the street where it hit a tree. When police removed Gauthier from the truck, he had a crack cocaine pipe in his hand.
He actually chose to use the drugs behind the wheel of the car that day because he didn't want to do it when he got home to his own son. He didn't want to do the drugs in his own house in front of his child, so instead he used the drugs and then drove the vehicle.
In their victim impact statements, Matthew's father, Douglas Murphy, said Gauthier didn't want to do that around his family, so he destroyed mine. Help give us closure. The victim's mother, Monica Murphy, said, "I can feel the breeze of the truck and I'm screaming at Matthew." Speaking about Gauthier, she said, "I hate him, I do. This pain is so compelling, I wouldn't even wish it on him."
What's very tragic in this matter is that the youngest son actually jumped out of the way and hid in a bush, and the mother tried to get to Matthew and could not get to him in time. She saw this happening right in front of her, and she did everything she could to save her children, and she couldn't do it. And that's why every one of us need to make sure that we never get behind the wheel of a car when we've been drinking, using drugs. We don't text, we put our phone away, because this is a preventable tragedy.
And the judge told Gauthier that he needed to dedicate the rest of his life to staying sober and clean, and also to dedicate his life to some degree into public service in memory of Matthew. Reporting live from Annapolis, Barry Sims, WBAL TV 11 News.